It's Pyram King, and I'm really excited to bring to you a Foundry tip, how to incorporate player handouts into Foundry. Now, this tip is really simple. It's really fun, really cool, helps bring your adventures alive. This doesn't require any special modules. This is native in Foundry. Also, it doesn't matter which system you're using. You could be playing D&D or Pathfinder 2, Shadow Dark, or any system. So it's system agnostic, really simple. Now, you might be wondering what I'm talking about player handouts or why you might even consider using them in your game. I find player handouts do quite a few different things. First of all, it's a great way of introducing snippets of lore so the players can become familiar with the world they're in. It can be a great way to introduce clues. Maybe they're looking for something. They find a note or a letter. It could be a quest item. Maybe they're searching for some magic scroll. You can create spell scrolls. You can use maps, posters, or even puzzles. Now, I create a bunch of these for my campaign, Legends of Barovia and Legends of Saltmarsh. All of my player handouts in PDF are free. I'll put a link in the description down below so you can download them if you're interested in using them in your game. Let me show you a couple of them before we get started on how to use them in Foundry to see what I'm talking about. I have a book here that's called the Tomb of Arcane Knowledge. This is just a tomb of spells, and it has some spell names in there. And maybe the players find this, and they can use these spells or learn these spells. So this is a great way of giving them a spell book, and they can actually look at it, and it has that look and feel. Now, these are all ones that I've made. They're in PDF. And again, they're for download. I'll put a link down below. I also have one that's a puzzle. It's a spell scroll, and the players have to decipher this scroll before they can learn or cast this particular spell. So you can create puzzles as well. I have a whole section with notes and letter. Maybe they find they're invited to dinner by Lord Strahd. I have a dinner invitation here. It has got a wax seal. These are really fun, and they're really world immersion type things. And it really helps when we're not playing in person, we're playing online, for them to have these things. So let me show you how to incorporate these into Foundry. The first thing you're going to have to do, step one, is create a folder called Player Handouts. Now, you can call it anything you want to. And once you create that folder, right-click on the folder and click on Configure Ownership. And we're going to configure this to Observer for all players. Now, why Observer? If you give players the Observer right, they can't change or delete or update anything. They can always go to it and observe it, but they can't interact with it and change it. And that's what we want to do throughout this entire process. The second thing is you're going to create journal entries. Now, I like to divide my journal entries to keep them organized. Legends of Barovia is an epic campaign. I think there's like 40 locations, tons of books and stuff. So I organize this into books, journal, diaries, and letters. So if I have my books here, I type in a journal entry books, and then every single page is going to be a PDF. Then I have my journals and diaries and my notes and letters. This helps me become organized, but also your players organized. Now, as soon as you create here in step two, when you create the books journal entry, right-click on books, configure ownership, make sure the players are all observers to that journal entry. You're going to do the same thing for every journal entry. Right-click on them, configure ownership, players are observers. Now, you might be saying, well, if I make them observer of these journals, they'll see everything in there. Well, wait a second. That's step three. So once you create your books journal entry, you're going to add a page. We're going to do one right now together. I'm going to add a page, and I'm going to call this page, we'll call this test book. Now, we're going to find the PDF that we want for the players to see in here. In this PDF, you select PDF, hit create new page, and we're going to select the PDF. Let me go to where my PDFs are. They're here in Legends of Barovia. Whoop. I kind of screwed that up. Let me go in there, edit the Legends of Barovia assets PDF, and we're going to make this the Count's journal. So once you find the PDF in your PDF source, you hit save, and now it's in there. So there it is, test book. Now you're going to notice next to test book, if you look at it closely, there's no blue icon next to it. Let me there's something behind here. Let me get rid of this. Boom, there we go. There's a blue eyeball with a line through it. Right now, it doesn't have that. So I have to click on test book, configure ownership, and I'm going to mark it to none. That means that I've got all my books loaded in here. Each one is an individual page. Each one is a PDF. So if I have Legends of Barovia, there it is. Fall of Argynvost, there it is. All my books are in here, but all of them are invisible to the player. They have no access to see them. Now, when the player is out there adventuring, maybe they buy a book at a bookstore, maybe they find a scroll in a chest, maybe they're in an ancient library and they find it, and they find that test book. The test book here, they're down in the crypt, and they find the Count's journal. What you're going to do is you're going to right-click, you're going to go configure ownership, and you're going to say observer. And when you say observer, it's going to receive a gray eyeball next to it. Now, the player now will be able to see this. Now, let's log in as a player to see what I'm talking about here. So if I log out and log in as player 2, this is the experience from the player's perspective. So when they log in and they click on their journals, they're going to see player handouts. They're going to see journals. Oh, there's nothing in the journals and diaries. There's no letters and notes, but I have access to those journals. When they click on books, there's only one book. We've only given them observer status of one book, and at any time they can log in and look at this, zoom in on it, open it up and check it out and read this book. And this is the journal of Count Lugosi about what happens to him. And this is a great way of introducing some lore or some secrets or some clues, spells, items. It's really, really fun, and it really helps bring your world alive. So just all you have to do is give them observer status, and now throughout the campaign or the adventure. And for you as the DM, you can see which books they have or scrolls they have access to, they can see, and which ones they can't. And this is a great way. So every time they log in, they can go ahead and check this. Maybe they need to go back and reference, oh, there was a clue in there on the secret entrance. Where was that again? And now they have access to all of that content, or posters. A great way of introducing maps, clues. It's really, really, really fun. It really brings the world alive. Again, all the PDFs here are available for free. You can go ahead and download them from my website if you'd like to incorporate some of them. Some of them are system agnostic, like some spell books and stuff like that. Hope you really like it. If you're interested in becoming a donating member and supporting me and all the free content, I take all that free content and I put it into Foundry Adventure modules for my donating subscribers. A huge shout out to all of my supporters. If you like this content, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, and a special shout out and thank you to my legendary supporters. Until next time, may all your rolls be critically successful.